Hello and welcome. Today I wanted to do something a little fun here on the channel that's still like literature and stuff related, which is doing a Lord of the Rings character tier list. If you're not familiar with tier lists, it's a thing on the internet, on a website called Tier Maker, where you can create your own lists, or you can use templates to rank different things. Here you have a bunch of characters down here, and I can put them into different ranks. S tier is like super great, amazing. A is like the best, but S is like the best. And then B is, I'd say, average. C is like not as good, and then D is the worst, obviously. And for this list, I'm going off of the books. The movies are pretty true to the books, so there's a lot of similarities between the movies and book versions of the characters, but we are going off of the books here. Although these pictures here on this template are mostly pictures of the characters in the movies. All right, so starting off right here, let's just go. Oh, and by the way, I'm not gonna rank them like right away. I'm not gonna rank them as like number 1, number 2, number 3 like that. Later on, I might sort them out a little bit to rank them left to right, who's best. But for now, we're just gonna put them in the different tiers. Let's start off with Tom Bombadil, because he's the first one here on this list. Right away, you can tell this video is about the books, not the movies. Tom Bombadil, he's good. He's a good character, but he's not like, he's in it only a little bit, and it's like he's perfectly written for what he's supposed to do, but he's not like oh, this character is so cool, I love him kind of character. So I think I'm gonna have to put him in B. Definitely not C or D, but we're putting him in B. I also haven't read the books in a long time. I've read bits and pieces of the books throughout the years, but I haven't truly read through all the books in like maybe since I was like 10 or 11. I'm not sure. But I'm still pretty familiar with the story, both from just kind of reading about the books in the world and watching the movies, obviously, and having read the books and reading bits and pieces. Next, we have Frodo. Frodo's good. Good character. I don't think I'm putting him in A. He's not like insanely great. I mean, he's well written, and Tolkien, I think, did exactly what he wanted to do with Frodo. But what he wanted to do wasn't like insanely amazing. Wow, this character is such a beautifully realized, like, he's good, but he's not like, oh my god, he's great. I might even put him in A tier. We'll put him in A tier for now. Next we got Boromir at A tier. Everybody loves Boromir. He's a phenomenal character. People a lot of times say Lord of the Rings, oh, there's not enough nuance to the characters except for Boromir. I think there's a lot of morally gray characters and some moral ambiguity throughout the series, maybe less so than like a Game of Thrones, but for sure Boromir represents some of the best of J.R.R. Tolkien's writing, of more morally ambiguous to morally gray to even going down to a darker path kind of characters. Next we have Samwise, S tier. Do I even need to explain why Samwise is S tier? I mean, just beyond the sheer lovability of his personality, it's just so well written, and his character has so much reason to be part of the story, and the combination of both just his likability and just how much he contributes to the actual story of Lord of the Rings and Middle Earth is just phenomenal, and how he's still this simple farmer person, but at the same time he's written to be complex but so devoted to Frodo and goodness and morality, and how he ends up completely affecting the history of Middle Earth. Fantastic character. Denethor. Denethor is a good character. He's, going back to that moral ambiguity that is more prevalent than I think a lot of people give credit to for Tolkien. Definitely a lot darker on the moral side than Boromir. I don't know if he's A tier. He's really good. I think I'm putting him in B tier. He's kind of that, he's good. Like Tolkien, I don't know if Tolkien has any bad characters. I'm sure there's one or two. But yeah, he's going with Tom Bombadil over in B tier. Elrond, we're putting A tier. Awesome. Elf King. Do I need to say more? It's Elrond. Moving on. Éomer. I'm not sure which one it is. I feel like a fake fan. It's not A tier. He's B tier. I'd say he's good character. I keep saying the word good character, but he is. He's not the most memorable guy, but he's he's got some interesting stuff going on. We'll put him in B tier. He's not at Samwise level or Elrond level. We're putting him give a little B tier in there. Éowyn, B tier with him. Same reason. Or no, she's high. I like her better than him. Her story is more memorable to me, at least. And she's just cool. She's got a cool vibe. Still keeping her in B tier. She might. I know I said I wouldn't sort them yet, but I'm putting her above the others. Gimli, A tier. Movies famously kind of play him a little too much for comedic effect. In the books, he's a little more serious of a character. Being short and having a beard doesn't automatically make you this, oh, look at him, haha, laugh at him, kind of funny character. I thought they did a good job with him in the movies, and I did certainly laugh when they're doing comedy with him a lot of the time, but sometimes it's just too much in the movies. But we're talking about the books here, and Gimli's just a cool guy. He's a warrior. He's hardy and just passionate and visceral, and he feels what he feels, and he's not afraid to show it. And he and Legolas's friendship is just fantastic to read, and the movie's fantastic to watch. Aragorn, I think I'm putting him in S tier. What is he? He's good. He's definitely better than Frodo. Is he crazy good though? Is he putting him in A tier for now? That might be a little controversial. I don't know. Legolas, God, B tier. He's good. He's cool. He's vibing. He's B tier though. Arwen, she's not in the books as much as the movies, so I'm getting a little skewed here because of the movies and her in the movies. Even in the movies though, she's cool, but she's not. I don't know. This list, by the way, might change if I completely reread Lord of the Rings and then I pick up on some stuff that I maybe didn't before and change some opinions. So maybe if I reread the whole trilogy, which I don't plan on doing soon because I want to read other stuff first. But for now, we're putting it in B tier. Bilbo Baggins. Bilbo goes in A tier because he's one of the more complicated characters. One of the more complicated, not most, but and very thoroughly written, and I really enjoy his arc. And his arc isn't just in The Hobbit, but it even continues. His character continues to grow and develop in The Lord of the Rings, and he's just so interesting and enjoyable to read and to be with through these 4 books. Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. Faramir, going back to the moral ambiguity. his family, man. So morally gray. He's definitely interesting. It's definitely just to his choices that he makes and the reasons for them. All of that stuff is really interesting. But I gotta say, his vibe is not on the level of like an A tier person. I'm putting him in B tier. We got Mary. Mary's good. Mary's vibing. It's fun. It's funny. Interesting. But we're gonna put him in B tier for now. Next we got Wormtongue. I'm sorry because I'm kind of flying through some of these, but Wormtongue, I'm gonna put him not A tier. He's not on like an Aragorn level, but he is definitely really interesting, and just how twisted he is and his dark, sinister, ugly personality and his just Tolkien really accomplished what he set out to do when he wrote Wormtongue. We're putting him in B. Smeagol Gollum, S tier, right away. No questions asked. Of course, one of the best characters in Lord of the Rings. One of probably the greatest characters ever written, and just fascinating character, and just so great to read and be creeped out by and be fascinated by. What a awesome accomplishment you are. He's definite S tier material. Next we got Isildur. I don't even know why he's on this list here. He's not even in it that much. I'd put him. He's not like bad. Put him in C because I'm sure like in other stuff that I haven't read, he's more well developed and stuff. But for now, we're putting him in C tier. I didn't dislike him at all. He's good, but I don't know anything really about him beyond the famous things that he did. Over here, maybe this is me being a fake fan again, but they have this guy and this guy on the list. They both look like the Witch King of Angmar to me, but they could be separate. You know what? We're going to call one of them, this one, the Witch King of Angmar, and we're going to call the other one the rest of the 8 riders. So Witch King of Angmar, super cool vibe, and just archetypical. Is that how that word goes? I don't know. I'm dumb. Menacing presence villain, goes out and does the bad guy's dirty work type. Put him in A tier, I think, right? I don't know. Rest of the 8 riders, they're creepy. They really do. They're supposed to do some really iconic villains. Put him in A tier. Gandalf, favorite character in Lord of the Rings, hands down. He's Gandalf, one of my favorite characters of all time. He might even be my favorite character of all time, period. I'd have to think more about that, but putting him in top of S tier right now. I know I said I wouldn't sort them, but I kind of am, because he's Gandalf. Gandalf the Grey is better than Gandalf the White, but we're just talking about Gandalf in general here. Gandalf. He is a little different in the books than in the movies. He's a little more serious, I think, in the books, and a little more grim, but they do show that kind of more grumpiness in the movies as well. So they do, I think, highlight in the movies his softer side a little more than they do in the books, but he really is just an achievement in fantasy. And if I had to choose someone to represent the heart and soul of the best of fantasy, it would be Gandalf. 100%. Saruman is S tier because he is just... He's Saruman. What is there to say? He's like Gandalf, but he's like corrupted Gandalf, and he's just crafty and devious, and he's Saruman. What am I trying to say here? We'll leave it at that. I can't articulate things right now. Pippin. Put him in A tier. Pippin's Pippin. Radagast. Let's not confuse Radagast with Radagast from the movies, the Hobbit movies. I don't even know why he's on this list. He's mentioned like once in the books of Lord of the Rings. Or actually, I think Gandalf like talks to him maybe during the Council of Elrond. He's like talking about how he talked to Radagast. I don't know. And like he has a line or two. In the books, in the Silmarillion, etc., Radagast is not developed as this quirky, fun, the brown wizard who lives in the woods and lives with the animals and is a hippie. He's just mentioned as the guy who deals with the animals. We don't know what Tolkien imagined him to be like. We don't even know if Tolkien did imagine him to be a specific way. All we know is that he's the brown wizard and he kind of likes animals and stuff. I don't think I'm even going to rank him. We'll leave him down there. I don't know. I like him in the movies, the Hobbit movies, and he's a cool idea, but like I don't feel right ranking him with all these more well-developed characters. Next we have Sauron, S tier. Moving on, we got Galadriel. A tier for sure. I feel like I'm getting lazy and just being like, A tier. Throw an A tier with a bunch of characters, but I mean, what is there to say? She's Galadriel. She's cool. She's an elf queen. She has a moral conflict with the ring and stuff that's interesting to read about. She's got a whole history that I'm not super familiar with that just seems fascinating. And her relationship with Gandalf and the White Council, all that sort of stuff. It's just fantastic. Well done, J.R.R. Tolkien. I don't know if anyone said this to you yet, but well done. From me. Okay, Theoden. Put him in A tier. I'm putting so many people in A tier. I don't even know. Yeah, he's just... I think him dying... spoilers. Him dying was the first time I actually, like, got really emotional reading a book. Because I was a kid and, like... I'd gone from being so mad at him for being this corrupted old person who it turned out is because of sorcery, and then I just really, really enjoyed his character and his development and just his personality, his kingliness. It just Theoden. I keep saying stuff. Theoden, put him in there. It's Gandalf, put him in S. But yeah, Theoden we gotta put in A tier. And then, lastly, we have this guy, and I have no idea who this is supposed to be. But they put him in this list. It looks like art of someone. I don't know who that is. Who's missing from this list? We'll call him the Treebeard's missing from this list. We'll just call this guy Treebeard. Treebeard's A tier. Alright. And yeah, there we have it. No one's in D tier. Because Lord of the Rings, just that great. Isildur's only in C because I don't know really anything about him. So there you have it. Let's sort them out a little bit. Sort them out. Get the final result. S tier looks good. I'll move Frodo down to B. Alright. There it is. Final result. For what it's worth, here's my ranking of this template that I found with a bunch of Lord of the Rings characters. There you go. Soak it all in. This is the only correct ranking of the Lord of the Rings characters. Everybody else is wrong. But yeah, for now, that's what they are. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, drop it a like. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing, or you can watch some more of my videos to decide if you really want to. I'd love for you to stick around. Here on the channel, we talk about literature and books and my own writing, and sometimes I do like a reading of one of my poems, and we do all sorts of different things here over on Miles Bindings channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.